You're welcome back. This is Newsfile, it's your most authoritative news analysis show. My guests, Kweku Baako, Esankoma, Dominic Nitiwul, and James Agalga. And we'll hear from the minister now. There are a number of issues that have come up. And as you address them, there's that also the question of unrestricted use of our, is it radio, whatever, let me look at the contract again, the agreement spectrum. Again. Radio spectrum, right? Yeah. Yes, and what danger that may pose, please.
Samson, thank you very much. But before I continue, there is a video that is constantly being shown, a cartoon video that's constantly being shown. I think it's unfair, it's scaremongering. It's what's creating the fear and panic. Because whoever created that cartoon that we're currently showing is clearly does not understand the agreement. Clearly is depicting a war and a takeover of Ghana, with tanks coming into Ghana and taking over Flagstaff House. Please, I think Joy FM should take off that thing.
Okay.
It's not good at all.
All right.
It doesn't depict Joy FM, which is a huge media empire in Ghana. It doesn't help at all. If they continue with that, the first mistake Joy FM did was to say that it was a base. It set the stage for the problems that we're having today, and they are now created a cartoon and doing this. I think it's not good.
Was there an emphatic commentary in the initial point you make that this was a base, a military base?
That's why I had to come out and speak the following day that it was not a military base.
I'm asking whether there was an emphatic commentary by Joy.
There was.
Okay.
In fact, not just that, the people at your those who do this news media, the online, they put it there.
Military base.
Yes, military base. That was a headline.
Right.
And then everybody ran home with it. And then now this cartoon, I think it's unfair to government, it's unfair to the agreement, and it's not good.
We'll take it you. Thank you. But I'm sure we'll address the question of the video that's being shown. That does not represent what the agreement is. But when it comes to the question of military base, I suppose that was the initial thing, and you understand that even you yourself, you have admitted that when you saw the agreement, you needed clarity on that because that was your suspicion. So I believe that one you can grant. Please go ahead.
First of all, the enhancement he's talking about that is different from the 1998 and 2015 one. It's not correct. The word is enhanced partnership, not enhanced document. The Americans use the word enhanced partnership. And the letter that they wrote to me, Kweku Baako, said that it is enhanced partnership. We have a partnership with them. They want an enhanced partnership. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with having an enhanced partnership with someone who's already your partner. In fact, it's supposed to be to your benefit that you have an enhanced partnership with your partners. Secondly, access to facilities. How did it come about that we have agreed to give them access to facilities? Let me state here and now that it saddens my heart, that's the Minister for Defense, I'm going to say some of these things because this document that is now out in the public is an embarrassment to all of us. I don't know how many nations will want to really, I'm sure some people wanted to think twice, but we'll leave it at that. The access to our facilities did not begin today. Ever since Hannah Tete signed off the 2015 document, Americans and other nations have always had access to our facilities. Because Hannah Tete is the one who signed off the fact that we can get facility, we can give the Americans facilities. And it's in the 2015 one. Go to page 3, please. Go to page 3 of the 2015 one. The logistics support, supplies and services. Page 3, paragraph E. What we agree to give the Americans, and if we ever go to America, what they can give us are 1, food, water, bulletin, transport, including airlift, petroleum, oils, lubricants, clothing, communication services, that's where the radio spectrum comes from, medical services, ammunition, base operation support. We will have to give them a base. If we also go in large number to do exercises, they will give us their base. So the base operation support today comes from this agreement that we signed, including construction incidents to base operation support. So we went and signed off, Hannah Tete signed off there that they can do construction in our base operation support. That is the agreement that we signed. Storage services. Where do you store? If not in a facility. Hannah Tete signed off that we can store, the Americans can come and store items in our own facility. Use of facilities. Hannah Tete signed it off that Americans can come here and use our facility. Training services, spare parts, components, repair and maintenance services, calibration services, and port services. Hannah Tete signed off all these things. So that's why I said that every article in the current agreement, I never said that word to word it is the same. So obviously if you say it's different because it's not word to word, that is true. But every article from Article 1 to Article 19, the NDC signed off everything.
Samson, let's do this correction. It's important because it's a legal document. You see, this agreement. Look, proceed further. The same.
Can I finish?
Logistics support.
Can I finish?
They supply you with logistics and services, not for free, for a fee, for a fee.
But that's even more insulting.
That's worse, isn't
that's
it?
more insulting.
For a fee, you purchase.
That's worse.
More, you understand what logistics means?
That's worse.
No. You understand what logistics
what
mean?
we have agreed to give them.
No, what logistics mean? Logistics.
I said that is
you are talking about spare parts.
Thank you. The point
military
is
equipment.
I will come to you. Thank
that's
you.
more insulting.
Logistics.
We are saying that. We are saying that.
Let's get this
This
straight.
agreement is designed to facilitate reciprocal logistics support.
Absolutely.
Can I finish? So what the Americans are asking for is that they are coming to Ghana. We have agreed that there should be reciprocal logistics support. So for example, when we also decide the training we are doing at Achansi, if tomorrow we all agree that we are moving that training into the soil of America, it means we are going to move a large contingent of Ghanaians there. When the Ghanaians move with their equipment, we expect the Americans, because of this agreement, to also give us logistics support, to give us a base to put our things, not give us Manhattan, but give us a base.
Wait, just 1 minute. Ace, this is an agreement with them, and they have clearly stipulated what we ought to do for them. His interpretation that because this is reciprocal, does it mean that article by article, what we give them, what they give us or we give them, they will give us same?
Yes.
That's what the 2015 agreement says.
No, that is his understanding.
That is it. It's here. It's here.
But
don't interject.
Even when you are saying the same thing, you are still disagreeing.
Don't interject.
He asked, does it mean it's reciprocal? You say yes, it is.
No, 2015 agreement.
Yes.
This is not.
No, but we are talking of 2015.
Yeah,
this is reciprocal.
So these are the differences that need to be highlighted.
I am pointing out to you that the very things that the people of Ghana are against, and the NDCs, people were wearing red masks, they signed to it. Radio spectrum, communication service, they signed to it. Agri facility, the use of agri facilities, they signed to it.
Yes.
The fact that they can do construction at our own base, they signed to it. There is nothing in this particular agreement.
Let's forget about what they signed and come to what you have signed.
No, but you see, now
Ghana recognizes that it may be necessary for United States forces to use the radio spectrum. United States forces shall be allowed to operate its own telecommunication systems as telecommunication is defined in the 1992 Constitution and Convention of the International Telecommunication Union. This shall include the right to utilize such means and services as required to ensure full ability to operate telecommunication systems, and the right to use all necessary radio spectrum for this purpose. Use of radio spectrum shall be free of cost to United States forces.
Because we signed off the logistics support agreement in 2015 that said that we will give them this things.
Samson, can you look at C?
Please, that interjection will not help us. Keep it when
you look at C.
That interjection will not help us.
C on
Samson,
we are supposed to finish this topic
Samson,
at a point.
I am saying to you that we did that, and the word material, you go look at the dictionary definition or military definition, it is military equipment and material.
Yes,
that's the
military equipment
and material. That's the word material. And in fact, it came up. It came up at the committee level. He knows that the word material came out because they wanted the material. No, it should be material. It's misled speaking. And the general said, no, it is a correct word. Material is military equipment and material. So that you don't put material. Material could be different from material because material is strictly military matters.
It's a military description.
It has nothing to do with civilians. So you cannot then say that you bring other material that's civilian, because this one is particularly with military materials and equipment. You cannot bring anything that is civilian.
Actually, the definition is that it is military, it is equipment and logistics minus personnel.
Yeah.
Equipment and logistics minus personnel.
Exactly.
And James's claim that this could include weapons and all of that. You seem to be oblivious of the fact that we have UN conventions and all that guide how you can, yes, nuclear.
Samson, let me answer. And that takes us to page 4. If you look at the page 4 agreement, 2015 agreement that Hannah Tete signed, it expressly excluded all nuclear weapons, guided missiles. That doesn't find expression in this document.
Thank you. I'll come
that is why the use of that material is dangerous.
I want us to be clear what this agreement is supporting. This agreement is supporting the military exercising and collaboration between the Republic of Ghana and the United States of America.
Okay.
This year there are 4 of them. Outside these 4, it doesn't support it.
Yeah.
There are 4. One is Exercise United Accord. That is to train our people on anti-terrorism, enhance our soldiers and how to fight and protect us. 2, it's Obangame Express. Obangame Express is on how we can protect our coast. It used to be a United States of America and Ghana exercise. But today it has enhanced to the extent that we now have 18 countries that do it together. Virtually all the countries in West Africa, plus Canada, plus Australia, plus Germany, and more people are applying. Yesterday, the South African people were in my office trying to apply to join Operation Obangame. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That is how this.
Okay.
3, then we have the one that will train us on earthquakes and natural disasters and floods. And then the last one is from your area. The issue of going to Achansi,
where that is
where last year they did it. They were in Achansi for our soldiers to train them.
They've been eating all the snakes in the place.
Well, they no, we are teaching them how to learn to eat snakes and other things. But I'm coming. So this year they are coming again in July for us to take them to Achansi and train them on jungle warfare. It's possible that one day we'll take this exercise to the United States, and for that matter, maybe 100 or 200 of our trained soldiers will go there to do this exercise with them. But for now, it is in Ghana.
Thank you.
I'm just giving you
a quick one. Just a quick one. Is there a guarantee? Is that from what he's suggesting, what we are giving the US, we are getting the same back?
Well, explicitly, I do not see that. This is Ghana based. If you look at the agreement, what my expectation would be is that if there's a need to do that reciprocity, this agreement in its terms will be replicated. This time in the other sense. If that happens and we are unable to replicate it, it just shows that we have not been even. But I don't know whether this is my turn to speak, or it was just a question.
No, it's not.
I just wanted to give you
yes.
Because of the fact that we are not yet going to the United States to do in large numbers. Let me tell you, there's a difference. No American soldiers can just come here with an ID card as an individual. No. Look at the agreement very well. They only come here when they are moving in collective movement.
It's a collective movement.
You look at it very well. So when you are an American soldier and you think you come here with an ID card, no, you need a passport if you are coming as an American soldier. But when you are coming collective movement, they bring them in their aircraft, 200, 300 soldiers. So they come in collective movement, then they come. That was granted in 98.
Right.
But I'm coming.
No.
So because we are not going to America, we don't have that agreement. We needed the situation where some immediate things that we needed we'll be able to do. So one of it was the understanding, not the understanding. I had to ask the American ambassador, one of the things we need now is immunity for our soldiers who will be going to America in missions. So the American, he had to go back to the State Department to ask for permission. And they wrote to me that, look, because we don't have that agreement already sitting in America with us, because you don't go there, what we want you to do is to pass the request through the diplomatic channels, and we'll grant you that thing. It is there.
Okay. So now do this yes. very quickly for me, and then we can move on. Now, at the level of Parliament's engagement, Ace has said, and Kweku does agree. Yeah. Many people also seem to agree. In fact, I've been reading this tall article by Edward Akufu, who is an associate professor of international security and international relations at the University of Fraser Valley in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And he writes about this thing. He feels that it's untidy, the way we have rushed the whole process, that you needed to take time And like Asa said, you didn't seem to consider the inputs made by the minority, who are the people's representative. They also represent people in Ghana. What was the rush about?
It is not the minority or the majority matter. It is the document for Parliament. When the document reaches Parliament, it becomes the property of Parliament. It was now out of the executive. So the executive had no control over what will happen in Parliament. So it's exactly Parliament. I was invited to the committee as a witness or as somebody who is introducing this to Parliament to come and brief Parliament on the 21st of March, Wednesday. That was Wednesday. I laid it on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, Parliament invited me. He is a ranking member. The chairman wrote to my office, and then I went there with my technical staff. I introduced the topic. I introduced the principles behind it and the political ramifications and what we'll get and what we'll not get. And then I left it to the parliamentarians and the military generals to banter, to ask questions. The members of Parliament who took part in the committee deliberation were 24. In fact, yesterday I said there were 23. There was a mistake here. There were 24 because I don't see the name of the daughter of former President Rawlings.
It's not a Rawlings.
There were 24. Of these 24, the MPP members were 10 in the committee. In fact, I complained to the chairman of the committee that, where are your members? I haven't seen them. His members were 14. The NDC members were 14. The MPP members were 10. We finished the whole deliberation. We sat from around 9:30 to around 9 p.m. Clause by clause. Clause by clause.
You sat from 9:30 a.m.
Yes.
to 9 p.m.
Close to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And we went through the process clause by clause. Clause by clause. With 14 NDC members and 10 MPP members. The names are all here. You can look at it. Then the committee took the decision to recommend it to Parliament. Yes.
So
adoption.
The NDC, you say, constituted majority at
the committee level
and recommended that this be approved.
Approved.
So what we saw yesterday
That's why I asked the
was
question.
a hypocritical demonstration.
Very. I don't want to use that word.
We are told that that does not reflect the facts.
Okay, tell me.
James.
Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity, because this is one of the palpable falsehoods that has been put out there in the public
Respond
domain.
to it directly.
Yes, Samson. He gives the impression that we sat in the committee and the majority members of the NDC voted and recommended. That is not true. Let me take you to Order 211 of the standing orders. There was no voting at the committee. Take my words, and he would agree with me. The committee never at any point in time vote. If we had voted, you see, these are the...
There are recommendations here in the report.
These are the votes.
And if you constituted the majority as claimed, what is your action, your reaction to that?
These are the votes and proceedings. If we had voted, the voting pattern would have been captured. Okay? Check the minutes of the proceedings.
You have opened to an order which you haven't read.
Division in committees. Every division in the committee shall be taken by the clerk of the committee, asking each member of the committee separately how he desires to vote and recording the votes accordingly. These are the votes and proceedings. In taking the division, the names of all members of the committee shall be called in alphabetical order. When a division is claimed in a committee, every member of the committee present, unless he expressly states that he declines to vote, record his vote, either a yes or no's. The clerk of the committee shall enter in the minutes of the proceedings a record of each member's vote. A member must vote according to his voice. That was not done. What transpired at the committee level was that we raised collective objections led by myself, and he would testify to that fact. I first and foremost took an objection founded on Article 75 of the Constitution, which was a matter, if upheld, would have thrown the entire agreement away. But of course, the committee lacked the competence, because it boils down to constitutional interpretation. Article 75, you know what it says? It contemplates that before an international agreement is brought before Parliament, it would have been executed. He conceded that that agreement was never executed. So what came before us was a draft agreement. So I led the minority, took the objection that we were called upon to ratify something, an agreement which was not executed. So legally speaking, it was not even an agreement. Okay? That wasn't resolved. So that was the
so it shall be resolved.
It was not resolved by the committee, because the committee came to the conclusion that it was not competent to deal with that matter. And we said, but that was fundamental. Because if it was resolved, positively,
introducing something.
How did you reach your majority decision? That's the point I'm coming to.
Yes.
Is it fact or not that you had MPP 10 members, NDC 13 members,
14 now,
14 members, a total of 24 of you
at the committee level,
and how did you reach the recommendation?
Let me come to that. So at the committee level, we are divided into minority and majority. The committee is chaired by somebody from the majority. Okay? So when you talk about majority within that context, you don't even consider the numbers. Majority means from the ruling party. Minority means, minority means from the opposition party. So when we took the views and they stood their ground and said, no, the agreement was okay, everything was okay, we should proceed. We then insisted that that is a majority view, that is a majority decision.
Can I ask a question?
Can I land before you ask your question? Otherwise, when you interrupt the flow of my argument.
We want you to tell us.
Something, that is what I'm doing.
In very simple terms.
Yes.
You came up with a recommendation, the committee.
Yes.
And the recommendation was that, let's okay this.
If you look at the report,
how did the committee reach this recommendation?
Yes, we reached the recommendation because there was a deadlock. And we, as members belonging to the minority, after raising our reservations, said, if you wanted to put this before the plenary, if you wanted a recommendation from the committee, then it would stand in the name of the majority in Parliament.
This is what
and that was what was agreed upon. Let me tell you something.
Of the report.
Let me tell you something.
There's a portion I'm referring to.
Yes. So let me tell you something.
So you are saying that the minority members who formed the majority in the committee did not endorse this report.
Absolutely. How could that, Samson? You are a lawyer.
But read what Parliament order says when there's a division.
Samson, you are a lawyer. How could the minority group led by myself have taken a constitutional objection that there was no agreement between us and turn around and be the ones to recommend that it be sent to the plenary?
I don't have to be a lawyer to know that.
So when we talk about majority, when we talk about majority within that context, is that to say that Dominic Nitiwul and the chairman of the committee who comes from his party voted against the agreement?
Relax.
Okay.
Watch.
No, I'm asking you.
Relax. So wait.
Are you suggesting that the majority?
James, hold on 1 minute.
The chairman.
Hold on 1 minute.
Yes. What type of dishonesty is that?
Now, after you do your recommendation, then
we took an amendment.
This is signed.
You saw that.
This is signed by the chairperson,
the
Honorable Seth K. Echampong.
Thank you.
And then you have Edlin, the clerk. Then Honorable Alexander Kojo Kom Aban.
Yes.
The vice chair.
Yes.
And then Ekuya Duruwa Owusu Ejekum, Mrs.
Yes.
Clerk to committee.
Yes.
You are saying here that you had no input to this.
Our inputs were objections. Let me refer you to the objections.
Samson.
Let me refer you.
Samson.
Wait,
don't let
no.
He has
It is because you people have peddled an untruth.
No.
Quickly.
That is why I took the amendment.
To the point? No.
That is why I took the amendment.
Go to the point.
Yes.
Where were you referring us to?
I'm referring you to the reservations.
Yes, and tell me the particular bullet number.
Okay, good. Observations. 60.
60.
Go to 61. Execution of treaties. This came from the minority group.
Okay.
If he can say no, let him say that to the hearing of the whole world. Okay. Enhanced security, it came from the majority group, his group, led by Honorable Achampong. Additions in 2018 agreement. This came from us, led by me. And all the reservations about Article 18, Article 5, on unimpeded
and
access,
all, you raised them, and explanations were given according to the report.
No.
You seem satisfied.
No, we were never satisfied. We were never satisfied. Having raised, Samson, you are a lawyer. I'm saying that how can you take a fundamental objection that there was no agreement between you and turn around to be the ones to recommend that it be passed?
Okay,
thank you. Because there was a deadlock.
I think he's been talking a lot.
Yeah.
Samson.
Dishonesty.
Can I just say
to try to exonerate them from what the bad agreement that was brought forward.
Can I just say and let's move on?
Samson.
Yes.
Where is it? Tell us the voting party.
Please, you are a gentleman. Please, don't let us make noise like what happened in Parliament.
No. We didn't make noise in Parliament. We protested.
There were 14 members of the minority who took part in the committee's deliberation and took a decision. There were 10 members of the majority who took part in the committee's deliberation and took a decision.
Right.
He moved an amendment in Parliament to the conclusion that it must be a majority decision. And when there is a division, majority decision means there was a division. And when there's a division, the rules of Parliament apply. What are the rules of Parliament when there's a division?
Votes. Read it.
Can I finish?
No, but read it. Don't just throw it out in that manner. Read it.
Thank you.
When there is a division in a committee, every division in a committee shall be taken by the clerk of the committee, asking each member of the committee separately on how he desires to vote and recording the votes accordingly.
So Samson, ask him.
Please, you are a gentleman.
Was that done?
There was no vote.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Gentleman.
So how can you?
If it is a majority decision that Parliament brought, as they claim that they wanted it to be, then that means there was a vote.
No, but did that happen?
Can I finish, gentleman? That means you lied to Parliament.
We didn't lie to Parliament. Then commit me for contempt.
Thank you.
Samson.
Thank you.
I'm saying to you that in Parliament, when there is a division, the votes of the members are taken and each member's vote is there. So
was that done? This was
something. That is why it was a unanimous decision.
Unanimous?
Yes.
And yet my amendment was
accepted.
7.0.
Conclusion 7.0. Gentlemen, quiet. 7.0 conclusion. The committee has thoroughly examined the agreement and finds by a majority decision that its ratification will help provide a mutually beneficial arrangement for cooperation and readiness to combat emerging global security threats, whilst also enhancing the already existing relationship between the two countries in the area of security cooperation. The committee, by majority decision, recommends to the House to adopt this report.
MPP. Majority
recommends the House to adopt this report and ratify the resolution. Okay, so let me finish up with Ace. Yes, let's see if we can use some 2-3 minutes each to finish up. Ace, I'm sorry, but
2-3 minutes.
I'm working on instructions.
You have allowed the
okay, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Let me make a statement. If partisanship developed any nation, Ghana would be a superpower. If raw partisanship was what developed the nation, would be a superpower. Some of the things are amazing. Now, so we are in Parliament. The minority at the committee becomes the majority because somehow the tardy majority didn't show up. The rule you read to us is that if there's a division, now my understanding of division is that there's no unanimity.
Yep.
If there's no unanimity, then you have an opportunity because the majority is not the minority. So then you demand a voice vote so that on account of your vote, James, you could have thrown this agreement out.
Not the voice. They record the name.
But ultimately, yes. So you were 14.
Take it to Parliament.
They were 10. It was your opportunity to kick them.
Ace, can I ask a question?
No. You don't allow that when anybody's talking. So please, leave me alone.
It's always shouting.
You don't do that. You don't do that. I don't know why I tried to ask a question.
But you asked
I haven't asked you a question. Which would have helped you answer this. You said you won't hear it, but that to disturb your train of thought. Allow me. Now, So you have the opportunity. You are 14. They are 10. You demand the vote. And on the basis of your objection on the non-execution, your vote would have carried. In fact, what we are hearing is effectively being said is that if at the committee there had been one MPP member, because he represents the majority, to the extent that it was quorum, to the extent that there's quorum, it was just one MPP member, because he represents the majority, he can defeat the minority who are then the majority in the House. I don't think that that's what the standing orders say. Right. So, in effectively, James, it appears that you had the opportunity, based on the lack of attendance of the majority, to kill this, and you didn't. So, but the result is that may I finish, please? Okay. May I finish? I'm putting it to you that you failed by not demanding the vote because there was a division. You didn't. You should have demanded compliance with your 211 orders. Your 211, which would then have killed it. But let me move on. Look, there's all learning. We all can learn. I'm learning these material things for the very, very first time, which shows that we should have had more interaction. Which facilities are being given to the Americans? Ordinarily, this would have been secret, but now it is out.
The document is labeled confidential.
Yeah, I did not give out there.
But see, now we hear of all the operations they are doing. You know, apparently there are 2 or 3 places in Ghana that we are going to give them the access to. There's one. Some hangar.
Yeah, hangar.
Okay.
A runway.
Oh, but it's the same place.
Oh, but our runway.
But we see the runway.
We don't.
Under your agreement, don't they land on our runway?
There's room for.
They don't land on the
room for enhancement.
And those things remain our property.
Thank you. I beg. Now, so we have given places. The question we should ask, look, my view, the agreement is not necessarily good or evil. It is what we negotiate. We are Ghana. If we think doing this with the United States will be in the best of our interest, and in fact, if we can enhance our chances to be training soldiers from Canada, from Russia, and they'll be paying us money, I have no objection to it as long as we can regulate it to make sure they don't come here and cause trouble with our people. And so it's not fundamentally evil or good. It is what we negotiate for ourselves. And that is why I think that the people of Ghana should have had the opportunity. James, the 2015, as you have said, had to do with Boko Haram. And now you say we are going to invite terrorists. I didn't know that Boko Haram were a bunch of angels. But if we had an agreement to help combat Boko Haram, which is good, I'll be proud as a Ghanaian to know that my country helped fight that. But if it's going to attract terrorists, then we have been doing this. Yeah. Let's talk about the tax exemptions. James, you've been deputy Interior, the Minister of Interior is here. Please, when you bring military vessels into Ghana, do they pay import duties?
No.
Good. The 2015 Hanatete signed is not Boko Haram. This is the Boko Haram one. It was Alex Tegbefia who signed that one.
Okay, but let's
read it.
They said
they were misrepresented.
They said they are the 2015.
No, that's not it.
Was Boko Haram.
It's not.
And I'm just wondering whether Boko Haram
is the Tegbefia one.
The Tegbefia one he refers to was for U.S. request to deploy marine forces and military aircraft in Accra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And temporal request.
That one was 5 weeks to go and fight the Boko Haram.
I want to wind up.
It was 5 weeks.
I can't get into
Yes, finish up.
It's beyond my pay grade. Now, so if the military equipment come here, right? Are we saying that when the visiting force comes with military equipment, we will charge them import duties for the equipment that comes in? These are some of the questions we should ask.
Okay.
And that's what we've done in the past. My last point is this. If Gitmo 2 case is the standard, I'm wondering how many of such agreements are in existence that haven't gone to Parliament.
Okay.
The people of Ghana must begin to demand from Dominic.
Right.
That Dominic, if you have any more of these, please send them to Parliament immediately.
Okay.
Because at the very least, from the date of the decision of Gitmo 2, all those agreements are illegal. And indeed, if you look at Indebugri, when go back to Balkan and all those decisions, if you don't obtain the ratification, which has been defined to mean approval, you don't have an agreement.
Okay.
And so I'm saying that all the agreements you have are technically invalid. Please bring them all to Parliament.
Yeah. Thank you.
We didn't know.
Sorry. Hold it. Thank you.
Which decision?
So Kweku, in 3 minutes maximum, please. In 3 minutes maximum. Let's run. And I've seen the places, the facilities. It's actually supposed to be same place, but different locations within the same place. Okay, let's go.
Just that you don't want to read the
No,
location.
No. I don't think.
I didn't
You
make
see-
it public because it's not good for all of us.
Yeah.
But it's just the same hunger that Americans
Okay.
have used.
Bring them and then,
Thank you.
develop our chances for more.
Thank you. Kweku.
What else should we add? I mean, friends are making noise. The noise is
Okay.
too much. They should just pipe down.
All right.
It's as simple as that. I don't want to
Yes.
add.
Yes. What is that?
I
last
just
bit?
wanted to draw attention to
1 minute. Do
Article
it.
9,
1 minute.
which
Article
now spells out the termination
Article 9 of
the 2015
That's the
agreement.
Hannah
So, I mean, the impression was created that there's no termination clause. There is, and that one gives us even 180 days, shorter than what this particular agreement seeks to achieve.
1998.
1998
was
I said is
existing.
limitless, and that is where
Something.
the meat is.
Okay.
The Hanatete one, we have not terminated because no minister has written to terminate it. And that one, if you wanted to terminate, you write 180 days. The same thing like this. So what I have said to the people of Ghana is that the Americans are coming in periodic periods to do exercises with our soldiers. They have been using the very hunger they have asked for. All today they are asking is instead of renting it to other countries, and I can say on authority that we have also given to other countries to use. They are now asking that give it to us only. That's what it means about the facility.
Bring all those
They
agreements to
brought
parliament.
200 U.S. Marine forces.
Something.
Yeah, so
Kweku,
sorry,
remark-
James, I'm sorry.
They've been doing
I'm sorry. My very last
Please.
question to you, which you must answer quickly, is this: the international security experts suggest that this agreement, in its present state, potentially compromises the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ghana. But he goes ahead to suggest that because of the clause 5 or article 5 of the Atlantic Treaty, United Nations is obliged to do what it has to do for us when we need. You don't really need this agreement to do that. But a most important point that he raises is that as Ghana, we don't have a comprehensive, coherent defense and security strategic document. That's sad.
It's true. Unfortunately,
That's sad.
It is true that we don't even have a proper national security document as a country, which we are
So
developing.
all of this would have been tailored towards that.
It is.
So how
Unfortunately,
do you go about
I'm
making
saying
your
that-
decisions
I'm saying
when
that-
you don't have such
I'm
a
saying that
document?
unfortunately that is the country we have, and unfortunately for the writer, Americans have 3 levels of security arrangements. The first level is the normal arrangement which we used to have. The second level is the enhanced arrangement which they have placed in front of us. Senegal is the first country in West Africa to sign. Other countries in Africa have signed, but Senegal is the first to sign. On May 2nd, 2016, Senegal signed the enhanced one.
Okay.
Ghana is now being asked to sign. The moment we write a note verbal to them that we have finished all the internal processes, it becomes effective. If we don't write the note verbal, it's not in this agreement.
Are you working at any such
I'm coming,
comprehensive
I'm coming,
document?
I'm coming. The third level is the NATO arrangement that they have with other countries. So they have this arrangement with the different parts of the world. They have over 150 agreements with different countries. You would, I will not tell you who the Americans, but I know the countries the Americans are going next with this agreement.
Okay.
In West Africa,
Right.
there are 3 countries
Okay.
that are going next. I am saying that as a country, we are working on a comprehensive national security document that will determine all these things.
Okay,
I know
you're
that the
working on
cabinet-
one.
Hey, I know
You're
they're
working on one.
I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
Thank
for a
you,
fact.
thank you very much.
On
Thank you
nuclear-
very
on
much.
the nuclear thing, James, you know that
Thank you.
They are nuclear non-proliferation.
Of course, I
It's just
referred
being
him to
serious.
that.
It's
Okay,
politics.
Thank you very much.
So-
We are taking
so-
a break
so
here.
don't do that.
We are taking
Oh,
a break
yeah,
here,
politics.
and when
Thank
we
you.
resume, when we
It's all
return,
politics.
Simple,
when we
serious
return,
things
Dominic
like this,
Nitwol
you
is
play
taking
games
leave of
for.
us. So is James Agalga, and the team or the panel will be reconstituted
Nuclear
as we
weapons.
visit the Bank of Ghana to check which other bank they are annexing after Unibank. As we know, almost 300 financial institutions are in distress. That's what the Bank of Ghana reports.
300.
Yes, 272 are in distress. We'll be right back.
institutions.
Yes, financial institutions. We'll be right back.